Okay, so let's take a look at another series from the 93 guard. And it's something that is, it's high percentage, but it's a little bit more advanced, right? So let's take a look. Okay, so we're starting with the 93 guard right here. And maybe we've tried all these other options, nothing's really working. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch our grip. My right hand's gonna come to the left, my left hand's gonna come over here, and watch what happens. I'm going to push on his hip with my left leg to make some space to bring my right leg out because I don't want my right leg stuck in the middle anymore. So I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to start pushing his knee back like this. Now once I do that, I'm going to get up on my shoulders, watch, like this. And I'm going to be driving his arm into his armpit right here. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is go for an Omoplata. So watch, I'm going to lock my legs right here and I'm going to come up with this arm and out the back. Turn to the front. So let's just take a look at how to finish the Omoplata here. Now, oftentimes you'll see, or sometimes you do it, you just kind of like put your leg back and you try to sit up. But if the guy is flexible, it's going to be tough. If his shoulder's really tight, it may work. But I would rather you finish it the most technical way possible. So this is what I suggest you do. I want you to grab his wrist and I want you to straighten your left leg to the ground, like this. Now, if his body's not all the way down, what I tend to do is I tend to like scoot over and pull him down to the ground. From here, I re-grip the wrist, and I'm going to try to put my calf onto his elbow. I don't want it on his tricep or his forearm. I want it right here so that his elbow is pinned to the ground. So watch this. I'm going to grab my ankle, I'm going to lift and put it right onto his elbow. I'm going to take my right leg, I'm going to back step like this, and I'm going to close it on top of my left ankle. Now the key here is not just about hugging him and trying to sit up to look in his ear. This is part of like the jiu-jitsu that you don't see. All right, you want to make sure that if you weigh 175 pounds, that you want to put 175 pounds on this calf, driving into his elbow, even before your hips are going off the ground. So mentally shift all your weight right on here. Look at the difference, right? First way I'm going to do it is I'm not going to put all the weight on here, but I'm just going to start lifting my hips to look in the ear. He'll tap out, but it's not going to be as quick. Watch, so I come here, all right, he taps out, because it's still tight. But watch what happens here when I grab, and I'm going to just keep my weight right on this, even before I sit up. All right, he's tapping out right there. Now, if I'm doing that, right, and then I start to get up, it's a really tough lock. So just one more time. Okay, so let's do this from this angle. Okay, so we're here. Put in the 93 guard. I'm going to switch my grips. 1, 2. Now I'm going to push to make some space so my leg can come out. I'm going to push his leg back. Now watch, I'm going to get up on my shoulders here. I'm going to keep driving this arm through. I'm going to lock my legs right here. 1, 2, pass the arm. And now I have the Omoplata. I'm going to turn around. Okay, from here, we're going to straighten our left leg, move over. We're going to take our ankle, put it on top of his elbow. Take our right leg back, drop our knee, lock our fingers like this. And now we're going to drive all of our weight right here onto our calf before we sit up. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the triangle from that same setup. So we're here, we cross grip. I'm going to make some space, push my right leg out, and as I go up on my shoulders, I'm driving this arm into his armpit. Right here. Keep pushing that. Now watch, I'm pushing that and I'm pulling this. Alright, so they're going opposite motions here. I'm going to climb my legs on top of him. Now watch when I get here, lock. See, I'm still controlling his arms. Now my triangle is not really good right now, all right? It's not really tight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that his arm's over here. I'm gonna hold his head. Now, I don't really like the formation yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my ankle, all right, I'm gonna step on his hip. But let's say that he's like big, strong guy, he drives in, keep driving, yeah, and he's gonna get out, my leg's open. So watch what we're gonna do. When we're here, and we have the ankle, we're gonna stiff arm our knee and step on his hip. Now drive in, right? He can't drive in anymore. So if you're triangling a big, strong guy, make sure that you stiff arm your knee, hold your ankle, close to your knee, and foot on the hip. And now drive. He can't drive. Now, once he gets tired, I'm gonna continue. Scoot away, lock my legs, and here are the points. My toes to the ceiling. My left leg curled out. My hands on the head, elbows in, knees are squeezing together, hips up, head pulling down. Good. More time. Let's go like this way. Okay. So watch the grips, they switch. I'm gonna make some space, push this leg out, spin under, and I want opposite motion with this. So I can climb on top, lock my legs here. Now, let's say that when you get the triangle this time, that you're kind of like, almost just like in a guard. You know, his arm's inside, but it's not fully locked up yet. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna grab his arm, and we're gonna piston our hips. 1, 2, to bring the arm over. Hands go to the head. Now, one hand on the head, one hand on the ankle, step on the hip. Because you never wanna break this chain. Something has to always be connecting, whether it's your feet together, or a hand and an ankle. You just can't have nothing, all right? So always grab something. So we have the head and the ankle. Now we'll make our angle like this, because he's not trying to drive into us, so we make our angle. We're gonna lock, toes up, leg pointed out, hands in the head, knees together, hips up, head down.